Them thinking that we're flawless. Yeah, mama told me that I'm gorgeous. Got a million tricks, can't report us. I'm a flame in the star, call me gassed. Back foot slidey, I'm slick to the mass. Calling to the tribe as a revolution past. Present in time, no it can't be masked. So you better rise up, cool up, size up, shout out loud. Down before the time's up. So we better rise up, cool up, size up, shout out loud. Down before the time's up. If we break bread, then I'm coming like a eeler. If you want beef, then I tom tom beater. If you want beef, then I tom tom. 789, that's procedure. If we break bread, then I'm coming like a eeler. If you want beef, then I tom tom beater. If you want beef, then I tom tom.
Good morning all and welcome to the final draw of the 2023 UEFA European Women's Under-19 Championship here in our wonderful base camp, the Proximus base camp in Tubize. I'd like to give a warm and special welcome to the representatives of the participating nations who will compete this European Championship next summer from July the 18th until July 30 here in Belgium. And I wish everyone, of course, a fantastic stay under Belgium's summer sunshine. We're only a couple of miles away from Brussels, the European capital, and where we are now you can explore a marvelous countryside as well as some impressive industrial heritage. But now it's time to invite our first speaker of today, the man who is more than proud of being the host of this tournament. Please welcome Manu Leroy, CEO of the Royal Belgian FA.
Hello everybody. I would like to welcome you on behalf of all RBFA employees, the management team, board of directors and our president in this beautiful Proximus base camp. The RBFA was founded in 1895 and it's no coincidence that our fan club is named after it, 1895. And only a couple of years ago we celebrated our 125th anniversary. And for that celebration, we created a sort of a highlights reel, a video with all the milestones of our rich history. And it showed that indeed we have a quite rich history dating back from the 1900s. With the very first milestone, I would say, is the Olympic medal in 1920, Olympics in Antwerp. That's a very big one. And afterwards, we went on to qualify and to play in multiple European Cups and World Cups. I think everybody will remember, especially Belgians here in the audience, the '82 World Cup where we won the opening game against the defending champion Argentina. There was the iconic World Cup in '86 in Mexico, where we ended up fourth after some epic battles against the USSR and Spain. And afterwards, obviously, some more World Cups. But I think 2018, the World Cup in Russia is to this date one of the biggest sporting achievements with a bronze medal. If we look, on the other hand, to the history of women's football, I think it's fair to say that it's a more recent history. I think it all started more or less in 2017. qualifying and playing in the very first big tournament, the European Cup in Holland. That was a big milestone. We played a good tournament. We lost in the last pool game, and so we were eliminated. But from then on, I think we went from milestone to milestone in women's football. In 2019 was a very important one, where our manager, women's football, Katrien, presented the world at our feet, which was our strategic plan, encompassing both, the grassroots and amateur level, the competition, but also the Red Flames. And from then on, we went from milestone to milestone. We qualified, obviously, very important for the European Cup in 2021, which was really important to be back on the biggest stage after losing out in 2019 on the World Cup in France. We relaunched and revamped the women's competition, the Super League, which is a top-tier division, you might say. Then going to this Euro 2021, in March, just before that, Adidas, who knows how important women's football is to us, they launched the very first bespoke kit for the women. So we have this iconic black shirt and yellow shirt. And this is quite important, because I think if we go back only probably 10 years ago, if you look at pictures from our Red Flames, you see that they are actually wearing the men's shirts, literally the men's shirts. A couple of years after, obviously, they got more tailored shirts. But in March 21, they got their very first bespoke kit. So they got a kit that the Red Devils didn't have. And in that kit, they went on to play the tournament. But before that, we also launched our very first big marketing campaign, supporting our Red Flames going to the Euros, the Flame Time campaign. Among others, we built a big fan village in Leuven, which is, let's say, the home of the Flames, where we had over 4,000 people coming to watch the games of our Red Flames. And that tournament, that Euro 2021, is also yet another milestone. Qualifying for the quarterfinals for the very first time, and only losing narrowly a last-minute goal against Sweden after an epic performance of our goalkeeper. Actually had 4 epic performances at that European Cup. So it was really successful. And after that, we continued. We went on. In September 21, we played our very first sold-out game against Norway. It was really big. Almost 10,000 people watching that game. And afterwards, in November, we welcomed our 50,000 member. So we have grown from 38,000 in 2019 to over 50,000 today. And more recently, this week, we announced that we are candidates to host the Women's World Cup in 2027 along with Holland and Germany. And this could be yet another major milestone for us if we can win that bid. And now, of course, we are here today. This is also a big milestone for us, I think. Hosting our very first final tournament in women's football. So this is really big for us as an RBFA. So we are beyond proud to be able to host this tournament, but also to welcome you here in this base camp. Because this is more or less, you might say, the symbol of the transformations that we've gone through the last couple of years, 4 or 5 years, on many levels, in terms of governance, infrastructure, obviously, culture, HR, digital, but also in women's football. Women's football is today a big part in the strategy of the RBFA, and I can tell you, it's definitely here to stay. So we are eagerly looking forward to the summer for the kickoff of this tournament, because we are convinced that it will be yet another big milestone in the history of women's football, but also in the history of the RBFA. I thank you very much. Before I leave the stage, I want to announce a short video that will follow, presenting the host cities of this Women's Euro Under 19. Thank you.
Het EK WU19 2023 van deze zomer komt eraan. Graag presenteren wij u de gaststeden. Het Tivoli-stadion in La Louvière vormt het decor voor 3 groepswedstrijden van het EK. Tubize is een speciale gaststad voor het toernooi. Dit is het Stade Liberton in het zuiden van Tubize. In het noorden van Tubize ligt het Belgian FA's Basecamp. Deze splinternieuwe tribune naast het hoofdkwartier van de RBFA zal ook gebruikt worden tijdens het toernooi.
So this looks quite promising, and it's also very nice to see that La Louvière will be back and be more visible on Belgium's football map. So now I would like to invite on stage someone who recently played a very important role, as mentioned before by Manu, and in the great performance of our national women's team during last summer's Euros in England. We met her already in the video. Please welcome our ambassador for the next Women's Under-19 European Championship, goalkeeper Niki Everaar. Good morning, Niki. Welcome. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. You?
Fine, thank you, thank you. What does this ambassadorship mean to you? Because it's quite something.
Yeah, I'm really honored to be here today. I'm also really proud to inspire the young girls who will be the future of women's football.
Yes, as mentioned before, you played an important role in the European Championship of the Red Flames last summer. Unfortunately, you never have been able to participate in a final tournament of the Under-19s. Is that a big miss in your career?
Yeah, of course. Every player wants to play big tournaments, and unfortunately, I wasn't there during that Euros. But I think it's a good example for young girls that as long as you keep working hard and believe in yourself, big things can happen.
Yeah. How big a boost for Belgian women's football could this tournament be next summer?
When you see the last Euros that we played in the summer, you see that there are more girls who start playing football. So I'm really curious what will happen during this Euros for the Under-19. I also hope that there will be a lot of fans supporting the game.
Yeah. Do you have any advice or message for the participants?
The advice that everybody was giving me during my Euros was just enjoy the moment. You worked really hard for months, for years to be on the stage on a big tournament, so enjoy.
Okay, we will enjoy also the draw. You will execute this in a few moments. You feeling excited or nervous?
I think more excited than nervous.
Okay, great. Thanks, Niki. Please don't go. Meanwhile, I'd like to welcome on stage Mr. David Guff. He's UEFA Senior Women's Football Competition Manager. And he will explain the draw, after which we can execute the draw together with David and Niki. Please, David, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Stefan. Hi, Niki. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm pleased to give you a brief explanation of what is a quite straightforward draw procedure. 7 teams have qualified for the final tournament, joining the host Belgium. These are Austria, Czechia, France, Germany, Iceland, Netherlands and Spain. The 8 finalists will be drawn into 2 groups of 4 teams. Belgium, as the host, has already been assigned to position 1 of Group A. The other 7 teams are represented here in this bowl. The first bowl drawn will be allocated to position 1 of Group B, then the second to position 2 of Group A, and the third to position 2 of Group B, and we will continue on in this manner. There is no seeding, so it's quite straightforward, so we can just, Niki, if you please, give the balls a shuffle and let's get started.
Iceland.
Iceland, in their 3rd participation at this final tournament, will be in position 1 of Group B.
Austria.
Austria, in their first participation since 2016, will be in position 2 of Group A.
France.
5-time champions at this level will join Iceland in Group B.
Germany.
Germany, 6 times champions at this level, will be the 3rd team in Group A.
Czechia.
Host of last year's tournament in their 2nd participation at this under-19 final tournament.
Netherlands.
Champions in 2014, the Netherlands will be the last team in Group A and will play Belgium in the opening match, the Battle of the Neighbours.
Spain.
And finally, Spain, the reigning champions and 4 times winners at this level, will complete the draw into Group B. So, to recap, in Group A, Belgium, Austria, Germany and the Netherlands, and in Group B, Iceland, France, Czechia and Spain. Nikki, thank you very much for the draw, and back to you, Stefan.
I wish you a great safe trip back from wherever you go. Thanks everyone also for being here with us this morning. Wish everyone a great stay, a nice day in Belgium, and to all participants, of course, the best of luck next summer. Until then, goodbye.